Hello, geometers. We are here today to brush up on our algebra skills when it comes to writing equations of lines, because we sometimes need to use those in geometry. So in the last video I made, we were looking at writing equations of a line when we were given a slope and some point on the line. So given the slope and then given one point on the line. Here, we're talking about writing the equation of a line given 2 points on the line. What's the big difference? The big difference is that I don't have that slope. Once I find it, it's no different. So that's the first step. First thing I'm going to find is the slope of the line through these 2 points. Then from there, I do it exactly as if that's what I was given all along, is the slope and 1 point. So let's start out. And I'm going to go ahead and do this as if we are sticking solely with slope-intercept form first. Okay. Here's slope-intercept form. The two things I have to fill in slope-intercept form are the slope and the y-intercept. So the first slope. Okay, the slope is the rise over the run, or the ratio of rise to run. And rise is just how much change there is between the y values. The run change there is between the x values. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to subtract y minus y, and it really doesn't matter which order you go in. You can do the first y minus the second y, because, you know, who says which one is the first one and which one is the second one? You can do it in any order you want to, as long as you're consistent. If I subtract this one minus that, -5 minus 3, then I have to start here for the x's as well. If I start with the 3 for the y's, then I have to start with the 1 for the x's. Start with the 3 for the y's. 3 minus a -5. That's this y minus this one. So I come over here and I'm going to do 1 minus -3 for the x. So that gives me 3 plus 5 over 1 plus 3, 8 over 4, which is 2. So now I have one of the things that I need to be able to fill in. Now, in order to find the next thing, the y-intercept, I'm going to use what else I have. I have 2 points that are on the line. The equation of a line has to be one that sort of we could think of as working. It has to be true for any point. Any point that I plug in, it has to be an accurate equation. So I could pick either one of these points and plug it in, and I have to come up with an equation that works for that point. So I'm going to pick the one that doesn't have it. That seems a little easier. It has an x and a y, and I'm going to plug it in to x and y. So y goes here, so that's 3 equals, we already had the 2, times x, so that's times 1 plus b. This is a b, not a 6. All right, so 3 equals 2 plus b. And now once you have nothing but b, everything only variable left, you can solve for b very easily. So b is equal to 1. So we had those little orange underlines. Those are the two things I had to fill in. Here's one of them. This is my m. Here's the other one. So the equation of my line is y equals 2x plus 1. There's the m. There's the b. And that's all you want to have filled in the final form of the line, in slope-intercept form. That's what this is just the m and the b. You want to make sure that you still have the letter x and the letter y in your equation, because this equation has to work for every single ordered pair, every single pair of x's and y's that's on that line. So I have to have spaces to plug those in. All right, let's do another one. This one I'm going to do a little bit differently. First thing, same thing. I'm going to find the slope first. That's always going to be the thing I find first when I have 2 points. So let's go ahead and find the slope. It's the difference between the y's. So I'm going to start with this one this time. 4 minus a -1 over -1 minus 4. The y's are always on top. So that gives me 5 on top and -5 on the bottom. And my slope is -1. Now I'm going to use point slope form this time. Point slope form is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Okay, what is x sub 1 and y sub 1? That's just point 1 is what it's like labeling one of my points, point number 1. It doesn't matter which points, I can plug in either point, just like I did when I was in slope-intercept form. I'm going to pick this one. This is going to be my x1 and my y1. Okay, so I'm going to do y minus y1, y minus y1. Let me move this up a little bit for you. Hang on. Y minus y1, that's what we've got here, equals m, here's m, times x minus x1. x1 is 4. And I have y plus 1 minus a negative is plus equals negative 1 times, and a lot of times we won't write the negative 1, we'll just write the negative. Okay, so here is the answer, the equation of the line in point slope form. So if you were asked for point slope form, this would be your final answer. If you were asked for slope intercept form, we just need to distribute whatever's out here so that we can get rid of those parentheses and then move this guy over. So let's do that. This is like negative 1. So this is negative 1 times x, negative 1 times negative 4. Then I'm going to move the positive 1 over, and I get y equals negative 1x plus 3. And we don't have to write the negative 1. But we know by looking at this that there's like an implied 1, so the slope of this line is negative 1. These mean the same thing. All right, hope that helped. If you need some help with point slope form or the y-intercept form, you can go back to the videos that talk about that. Thanks so much. Later.